Hi everyone. I'm sorry I didn't put the video up yesterday. I'm making it day after. But I want to just briefly go through this week. We're in week 7, I think. Here we go. Here we go. Week 7. So you're doing a lot of muscles. How are those trunk muscles that you're studying and hopefully also integrating in the lab with Georgette? Reach out to me if you have any questions or want a little more Zoom meeting behind it. Or something like that. This week we got, and next week we're gonna go do the extremity muscles. So we're gonna do the upper extremities this week and then the lower extremities. When we look at the extremity muscle, or all the muscles really, what I have here is I have the video, of course, all the videos. And then I also here have pro study tools. And I want to make sure I point those to you. When we look at those, this first tab here is cadaver video clips. And so you're already working with the rabbit, so you should be okay watching that. But what I did is I clipped all the different muscles into little small videos of a few seconds. Let's look at one of them. Like the sternocleidomastoid is like short. I don't know if it plays. Here we go.
This is the sternocleidomastoid. Here it is.
See how
it arises from here on the mastoid process and just behind it. The sternocleidomastoid muscle runs downwards, forwards, and medially.
So that is something
to insert
you
partly on the medial end of the clavicle,
get a lot of help from,
and partly
potentially
on the
because
maneuvering.
it shows everything in real life. So it's as good as we can.
The function of one sternocleidomastoid muscle produces.
So what I did is look at that 115 of those clips that I clipped out. So just click on this if you're interested in that and look up the muscles. I do have the first document here is a catalog in PDF, and so you can see which muscle is where, because there's a bunch of them as we go through it. And a lot of them you already had, and some of them come up now in the extremities. And the second thing what I did is here I put a picture of flashcards behind it. So this is a PDF document that basically has all the muscles visualized as single muscles on a picture that you can cut out, put it on a flashcard, label it, color it, do all kind of stuff ways to help you with your studies, if you feel like that helps with that. And then the third one is my favorite, because what I did is I found this great anatomy book. It's a German book, and I created a page that has all the muscles that I need to know on it. So I don't print that out, but I put that on my phone. For example, let's go in here. For example, you see back in here, the trapezius muscle right here, for example. So it shows you the attachments, and then it has lines, you know, that don't obscure the vision. So you can see really where the muscle anchored in. So we have serratus anterior. We got all of them. Clinically speaking, this page gives me all that I need to know from a muscles perspective. And I do work on that with patients all the time. So those are the 3 things that are sort of the pro study tips that I want to make sure you have and know what they are. And then essentially down in the upper extremities, we go through the muscles. First, we look at the muscles that anchor the shoulder into the trunk. So that's the shoulder blade anchoring into the chest muscles, a few of those we have. And then we go into the rotator cuff muscles, and those are the ones that hold the arm into the scapula, into the shoulder blade. So they're all around the shoulder blade and going into the greater and lesser tubercle of the arm, the humerus. And then we have the muscles that move the arm. A lot of them are here, or also reaching into the chest, like the latissimus in the back or the pectoralis in the front. They from the chest into the arm and then move the arm around. So we'll go through some of those. And then the elbow movers are in the arm, in the brachial area, in the upper arm, or the elbow movers. We pretty much have the biceps, the brachialis, biceps brachii, brachialis, coracobrachialis, and no, coracobrachialis is arm, elbow is more like brachioradialis. But we'll go through all of them in here. See here, I do origin is for the origin attachment on a bone, the insertion attachment on a bone, and then the action here. And then this is actually going straight to the cadaver videos too, so you don't have to go through the list. So that's even more convenient. And then we do the elbow movers we talked, and then lastly we touch on to the forearm movers, and we basically go through a few of them in the front of the arm, which bend the wrist this way mostly and a little bit sideways. And then we also have a set of muscles that we look at in the back of the arm. Oh, actually, this is the back of the arm here. Sorry, this is the front of the arm. Good. So that's about it for that portion. And then activity-wise, we have our good old coloring for the upper extremities. Then we have a posture evaluation discussion. How was that? Talk about it briefly. Was it fun? Was it annoying? What did you learn? Anything you can take with you? Just a little reflection on that. And then lastly this week, well, we have the Padlet. Let me make sure I put a Padlet in. Yeah. Oh, yes, there is. Good. We have the Padlet, but before that, we have a 2-week activity, and that is the injury prevention evaluation. So what I've done for my patients, over the years, I learned these orthopedic tests, and they're actually functional capacity tests that are really easy to be done, but have a great yield of information of what we can learn. And so in this section here, I talk a little bit about the biomechanics, and then we have 12 tests that we evaluate the musculoskeletal system. And then we can compare your results. Like I ask you, stand on one leg and close your eyes. How long can you stand before you tip over and you have to use the other leg? And then you have the data that says, oh, normative data is this and this for this age group. Or we do squats. How many squats can you do? And then you can check yourself towards what supposedly is normal or average. And then we know what are sort of our weak links and what could we work on that. And then thirdly, I want you to integrate a few things and create a little exercise routine with yourself and do that for 5 days, because we kind of start feeling feeling a little bit of results that way. So then it goes into these things here, the biomechanics. And then look at all the tests here. So the first is the balancing tests, and then we have a squats test. And then see down here, you have normative. How old are you? How many should be able to do? Et cetera, all the way to a 3-minute step test, which is sort of cardiology. So we'll move into the heart muscle at that point. But that's important too. Cardio is important too. And then lastly here, I have, look, there's evaluation questions that you're going to go through and answer. And then we do some implementations. And within the tests, I go through different activities that one can do to sort of, improve on that, what we have. All right, good. So that's it for this week. I think it's the injury thing is a 2-weeker. So spread it out a little bit. It's quite a bit of activity. So don't do it all at once. Well, unless you want to, but make sure you spend some time on that. Okie dokie. Any tips, any remarks, any questions, shoot me a pronto. I'm just a pronto text away. Take care. Bye.